Hey Panda, do you hate it when farms are super complicated? Do you wish there was a simple farm that could give you XP, food and leather? Then boy do I have the video for you. Hello everyone and welcome to the simplest, awesomest farm you will see today. This is super easy and gives you XP, food and leather. So let's get straight into building it. Okay, so here are the things that you're going to need for this build. So you're going to need 36 slabs of any type, 20 blocks of any type, 2 signs, a water bucket, 2 chests and 2 hoppers. That's probably the minimum you're going to need. If you want to make your life a little bit easier or make this a bit bigger, you could also bring some extras, so 4 extra hoppers, 3 extra water buckets and just a set of stairs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by digging out a section that is 12 by 4. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, and if you're doing this in a survival world, this is the sort of space that you're going to need to clear out as well. And I will also do a video on this, making this exact same thing in my survival world for the survival series. So if you'd prefer to see it in a survival series rather than creative, then just pop over and see that. I'll put a link at the end of the video for that. Now, what we're going to be doing now is digging this down to be 4 deep. And you can see I'm just following the outline of this, and then I'll get rid of all the stuff in the middle. Oops. Let's just stick one of those back in. Okay, and okay, so once we've got this layer down, what we're going to do is go to one end, the end that you're going to want to collect your stuff from, and we're going to dig out 2 like that. And this is where it comes down to however many you would like to do. So for me, I'm going to be making my hopper area 3 long, and that's just so that I can get sort of more entities in here without any entity cramming. I can sort of get more animals in here. So what I'm going to do is make this 3 deep by 3 high, and then all I'm going to do is go another 2 down, like that. And you can see now that we're 3 deep and we're 5 deep over here. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we will make the area for the actual cows to go in. Seems though that would make sense. Okay, so we're going to stick some blocks down and also some half planks. So we're going to put 1 in there, then we're going to place a 1 in the middle of it and take the original one away. So we've got this floating block. Put a second 1 in, so we've got a floating block all the way around these guys, and then we're just going to follow these along. Just placing the blocks as we go. Now this should be 10 long once you're finished by 2. And there we go. Okay, so once we've done that, next we want to place a block, a slab on top of that block, and 1 slab on the inside of that, and then get rid of these 2. So now what we've got is a floating slab, and that's floating just over the edge here, over this gap. And we're going to place another 1 there, and we're going to follow that all the way around. And the reason for this is just so that when the cows are in this middle section, they're not going to fall off. And you can see that on the one that's just in the background there. And there we go. Just get these last ones in. Now for now, I'm not going to close this up because I do need to be down there. So I'm going to get my water buckets, and like I said, for me I'm going to use 4. And we're going to drop down. And in the end that's the opposite end to where you want to pick your stuff up, we're going to place our water buckets down, and this is why 4 would be really handy. And as you can see, we get this flow, and that'll flow 8 blocks in. So what we're then going to do is where it ends, not on the dry block, but on the last wet block, we're going to dig 1 down. This is going to make sure that our water source continues, and we are going to carry this on. Okay, now what you can see here is that if we carried on like this, when things drop down here, they would float into the corner, and then they would just push against this wall. They wouldn't come down into what we want them to be in our kill chamber down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 water source block here. So this isn't on the one that we dug out, it's the one next to it. And we're going to place the same on the other one, just 1 in and there. And then what you get is this stream of water that's going to flow down to the middle. And as you can see now, even if they go into this corner, they're going to be pulled into the actual chamber here. Okay, so now we've got our water flow sorted out. What we want to do is stop the water flow where we don't want it to go down here. So we're going to take our signs, we're going to place them here, and that's just on the first block in, level with the floor. And we're going to do the same on this side, and then what we'll see is our water will just stop. Excellent, so nice and easy. Okay, so from there, we're going to grab our hoppers. I left mine outside because I'm foolish. Let's just grab our hoppers. And again, I'm making 6 here. And we're also going to grab our chests. And okay. So we want to make sure that there is a 2 drop. And the reason for that is that the animals then can't jump back out again or get back into this water. So I would recommend probably going down 1 more down here, so that we've got a good 2 high drop, and then digging out these 2 blocks here. Now if you only have 2 hoppers, if you don't have a lot of iron, you can do that here. You can put the chests down here, but we're digging out this hole so we can put a chest in. If you just want to use 4 hoppers, again, you would put the chest just under these 2, and if you're using 6 hoppers like me, you would put them under these 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hoppers into these by shift clicking on them, into this chest. So anything that falls on these hoppers is going to go into that chest. Then I'm going to shift click on this hopper, and you can see that these are going to feed into that hopper and go down into the chest. And likewise, we're going to jump up here and we're going to do the same. So now we have a platform, and if anything falls and dies on this platform, what's going to happen is the drops are going to filter down and they're going to come into this chest down here. Brill. Okay, so as you can probably tell by now, what we're going to be doing is breeding cows in the section above, and then the baby cows are going to drop down through this water stream into here. They're going to mature, and then we're going to kill them. And the reason why we're going to do that, as opposed to, say, setting up one of the lava ones that you might have seen before, is that although the lava ones will get you drops and they'll cook the meat for you, you won't get any XP from doing them. And that sort of seems a bit of a waste, because you get a lot of XP for breeding cows, and you also get a lot of XP for sort of killing them, so why not? Now, it's not an ideal XP farm, but some people don't really like going and finding mobs, so this is actually a kind of ideal solution. Now, what you can see is I've just dug a staircase out from where I was standing, and that's just so that we've got easy access to it. If you're in a bit of a tight space, you could just put a ladder straight up, but this is what I've done for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a slab just here, and that's 1 away from the hopper, so 1 after the hopper. And if I hold shift, I can get underneath this, and that allows me to kill things down here. And then I'm going to leave half a gap, and I'm going to place a slab on the top half and the top half here. So you can see there's just half a gap there. The next thing I'm going to do, and these are the last 2 slabs that we should have, is we are going to place a slab here and here. And what that's going to allow us, we're going to place a slab here and here. And what that's going to allow us to do is be able to hit through this section and also down this bottom section here. And you might be wondering why that is. Well, if we keep on breeding baby cows, the baby cows take 20 minutes to mature, and the cows can breed every 5 minutes. So that means that we'd be waiting a long time for these baby cows. If we only sat down here to try and kill them, we'd have a load of baby cows in here and a couple of adults, and that's no good for us. Instead, we can be breeding 4 sets of cows in that 20 minutes that it takes 1 cow to grow up. So what we can do is we can spam loads of baby cows down here, and as they grow up, we'll stand on this step and kill the adult ones here without being able to hit the babies, because they'll be underneath this section here. So we're only killing the adults that grow up, and we hit them through here. So when we kill them here, their drops are obviously going to drop down here, their XP is going to flow out of this bottom section, and you get lots of XP, and in this box here you'll find your meat and your leather. So you get XP, meat and leather, and it's super efficient, and you can keep on spamming baby cows. So once these are down here, you don't need to fill this up, but I tend to just block this up as well, just because I think it's a little bit tidier. And that is basically it, really. It's sort of that simple. So the other reason that I suggested bringing, one of the things that I suggested would be quite useful is stairs, and that is just because you don't want to be jumping up and down constantly to get out of your little kind of farm here. So we're just going to come down here and we're going to knock out one of whatever we've done and just chase these stairs up. and then I'll show you this farm in action. Cool. So now I've got nice easy access to it. I'd probably stick a light down there as well. We don't want to go down and find any creepers sitting in the bottom of the farm. Okay, so now because we're on creative, I'll just spawn some cows in to show you how this would work. So obviously in creative, one of the nice things about this design versus some of the kind of more crazy ones you see is that this design will allow you to just walk your cows in. So when you're in survival, and I'll show you this on my survival world if you watch that video, I'm just going to place a platform there and create a little bit of an entryway, and then I'm just going to guide the cows in and then just take these away again, and then they're all locked in. Then once they're locked in, we have got the ability to just breed them. And what we're going to see is as we breed these cows, you just hold down that right click and that's going to produce loads and loads of hearts, and obviously they're all going to breed. What's going to happen is the baby cows that are spawned on the platform are just going to be nudged off the platform, and you are not meant to be alive. We're just going to be nudging them off the platform and they're going to drop down this hole, and as you can see they just get flowed along into the bottom there. And if we go down our little entranceway, you can see if we crouch down under here, you can see all of the baby cows here. Obviously the more cows that you breed up top, the more you'll have in each round that will drop down in here. But these will take approximately 20 minutes to grow, which is a long time. But up top, these ones only take 5 minutes to be able to breed again. So what will happen is every 5 minutes we'll be able to send another wave of cows down. And then what you'll get, if you do this every 5 minutes, or if you breed them as frequently as you want to breed them, in 20 minutes these will become full cows. 5 minutes after that, the next wave will become full cows. 5 minutes after that, the next wave will be full cows. And however many we've got here, which is probably about 10 or 15, we'll get 10 or 15 meat and 10 and 15 leather every 15 minutes, plus all the XP that comes from it. So it's crazy efficient, crazy easy. You don't need many resources, a little bit of iron for the hoppers perhaps. But yeah, dead simple. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video or you think that you might use this in your world, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, really helps the channel out. And while you're here, why don't you check out some of the other videos, especially the 15 top tips for the nether and the really super fast escalator, elevator, lift videos. They're really good. I'll put some links here. Awesome, see you next time.